Well, for the first time in over 7 years, your Miami Hurricanes have spent 2 consecutive weeks at number 2. Welcome to episode 398.
398 de Mario. It's me. It's a Mario. You're only 2 away from 400, and that is your current ranking of your Miami Hurricanes, set to face the Louisville Cardinals on Friday in the friendly confines of Hard Rock Stadium. Welcome, friends and fans. Oh, Generation X. Yes. How you doing, Scoopy?
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
He's not all Max Headroom today.
Yeah.
He's working?
Yeah.
They give the computer like a half an hour to boot up. And
there we go. Dr. Doom is... Who do you think gets hired away first, Dr. Doom or Shannon Dawson?
Dr. Doom. I don't know. I think Dr. Doom. I mean, Shannon was at his highest peak last year. For some reason, he might be on some kind of, Brett Venable plan. He's just going to wait for his job to open up, not in a rush. I don't know.
Do we know what his job would be?
Like the job that he wants?
Texas A&M. Maybe if Elko goes to like Penn State and maybe, Texas A&M comes calling, but maybe he has to raise his ceiling a little bit more for something like that. I could see that.
LSU.
He seems like a Texas.
LSU. He's Cajun.
He is Cajun.
He's raising Cajun, baby.
Something about him with the glasses on the sideline just screams to me extremely like highest paid offensive coordinator for a number of years. Like he's like that, just that he has, I don't know that he has that drive to run a program. I don't know. I think he kind of loves just living in the offense.
But fostering it?
I'm just saying that seems to be his real happy place. And if he become a CEO,
does he look at Mario and go, yeah, there's no fucking way I would work that hard.
Right.
Because he's watching what it takes to build it from the ground up and going, no, I'm good. I'm good right here.
Where are we right now?
I'm in my living room.
Yeah, I'm in
You're
my
in your
office.
living room? Yeah. I'm in my office too.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. What are you drinking, buddy?
Oh, yeah, we're going to do this before we head down to I'm doing an old fashioned, man, with a couple of cherries. Let's go, babe.
Me too. How many cherries? Two? Woodford?
Yep.
Buffalo Trace, old fashioned. Cheers, buddy.
Double oak. Let's go, buddy.
Salud. Now we can head on down to
Fight 72. All right, hey,
Chronic
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Stepped right on it.
I was just gonna say, next week for number 1, I'm only going to use 1 cherry.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, baby.
Especially if the Miami Hurricanes can put on a convincing performance against, a team that has a pretty good record. So, yeah, we'll see. See if Ohio State wins in kind of a slugfest, because I think it's that close, right? It's just whoever's more convincing from week to week is your University of Miami could leapfrog them in an instant, to be honest. So we'll see.
I don't think that's going to happen. They're already setting the stage, man. They're already talking about schedule strength and no ranked teams the rest of the way. And the reality is they're right outside of possibly SMU in a few weeks and then the ACC title game. But yeah, so they're already planting that seed. That Miami's already played their tough games. It's a cakewalk here. If they lose, it's a bad loss. It'll be a bad loss, like a bad loss.
It is so disgusting, the landscape, and just how the propaganda machine being the ESPN and SEC and this FPI. I mean, it is disgusting. Like, I saw Heather Dinich come out, and she's always supposed to be the talking head for the ACC. And she's like, well, if Virginia, they would have to basically win the whole ACC in order to get in, because if not, so you mean to tell me if the only loss that they have, right? The only loss that they're a 1-loss team at the end of the year, and it's the ACC championship game, and they're 12-1, they're not getting into the playoffs, Heather Dinich? Because
they'd be 11-2.
12-2 or 11-2, correct? Because they lost to NC State, an 11-2 Power 4 conference team with some pretty good wins behind it. Florida State stumbling, I get it, but that they beat Alabama.
No chance to get it. They're Virginia.
Here's the hypocrisy, though. It's like, oh, no, that wasn't the same Alabama team that lost to Florida State. Okay, but somehow that is the same Virginia team that lost to North Carolina State at the beginning of the year. Makes zero sense. I mean, I like I keep saying it week to week, they need to find a coalition, and they need to really combat this as hardcore as they can. Hire companies, do whatever you got to do, because it's disgusting. Literally disgusting.
Well, first of all, your talking pieces Heather Dinich, or however you say her name.
Mm-hmm.
How well is that going over?
Yeah, well, she's the ACC.
Well, she's a prominent voice. She's a prominent voice. They put her on there with Feinbaum and stuff like that. Like she gets to debate them.
Nobody takes her seriously.
Well, why don't you go ahead and torpedo the audio I have of Heather Dinich this week?
Bro, I mean, you think anyone takes her seriously?
She seems to have, a pretty solid take on all this stuff.
Okay, but that's the best the ACC's got.
Well, no, yeah, the conference itself is like Rose talking about like bringing in some MIT guys to come up with their own algorithm.
But
disprove theirs. No, I'm serious. But they do nothing like that, bro. They're just sitting on their hands.
No.
Scoop's
they do
on to
nothing.
something.
And
go ahead,
march out Heather Dinich.
Yeah,
is that her name? As the talking face.
But she's being paid by ESPN.
I know she is, but Brother Scoop is onto something here, and I love it because it is true. Not only do they front load the narrative, they front load the talent. So it's Heather Dinich up against Paul Finnbaum. You're talking apples to tangerines. She's not even an orange here. You got
McAfee with the Big Ten.
Yeah, you're literally marching like who is the talking head? Who is the voice definitive
Heather
voice
Dinich
for the ACC? Exactly.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Preach, Brother Scoop. I agree.
What are we doing?
Are you saying that our representative? So the ACC was the one that got the DEI rep.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
I'll go there.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is too. I'm like, literally, when you think of the SEC talking heads, it is front loaded. They stand in the paint. They get their marching orders or lockstep and key. And then we march out Heather Dinich.
I do like Heather. I'm not saying that she's bad at her job. She does love Florida State, though. Every year. She loves Florida State. She was on Florida State
Did she ever?
nonstop for the first 4 games this year. Until
she was touting up the ACC. That was the ACC angle. Besides Miami, you needed someone else to pop up there. And so FSU was it until, they had to play games.
Let's turn on the blinker real quick because somebody mentioned this on the timeline, and I apologize, I forgot who. But Florida State, Miami, 4th and 14.
Yep.
That play, good right? Game. Do you understand the trajectory change that happened between the two? Like, it puts people more on board with Mike Norvell, and it took everybody off the train with Manny Diaz. That one play, 4th and 14, could have changed the trajectory of two programs. I found that fascinating. That Manny might have stuck around a little bit longer. Maybe you missed your Mario window, right? And then Mike Norvell could have been fired sooner rather than later. And now with James Franklin getting canned, boys, it's like they're at a race to fire someone first. It's like because there's too many teams firing. Who's going to be hired?
Carousel will be the what? Saban
crazy.
Saban retiring changed all kinds of stuff. This one's going to be even crazier. I promise you. Because I don't think it's going to be close either. It's going to be
if Florida State stumbles and they finally pull the trigger there with Mike Norvell, right? He just too many L's that he racks up. Yet he hasn't won an ACC game in over a year.
They owe him $70 million. All
right.
Okay, so they do the unthinkable. Like, where's the talent coming from?
Like, where's the money coming from?
Probably was the number one pick.
Think about this.
Yeah.
All right. As Scoop is alluding to, already the job's open. Penn State, Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, and Oklahoma State. Jobs that could feasibly be open within the next few weeks. Florida, Auburn, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Michigan State, BC, South Carolina, and Maryland.
It's crazy.
And that doesn't even talk about Florida State.
Why do you mention Oklahoma?
Because that was the list that Barstool SEC put out that I'm reading off of.
Because they just lost to Texas. And Texas
because, dude, those fan bases hate Venables, bro. Those fan bases.
They got one loss.
They despise Brent Venables, bro. This has been going on for a few years. He took $1 million pay cut, still couldn't beat his rival. He's already was on the hot seat. If they peter out and they lost to Texas,
I'm on Brother Toast side. I'm on Brother Toast.
Yeah, they'll get his ass out of there.
Horns up there. I'm on his side.
They're going to go 11-2, and they're going to fire. Like, what is wrong?
Dude, Penn State was a play away from the national title game and just fired their head coach. With all due respect, and I know they lost Allard, but if they won out and had 3 losses, they're probably getting in.
Probably. Like, what are you? I think that's complete insanity.
Mm-hmm.
You're fired now. Like, I think James Franklin is an excuse machine. All he does is spew excuses about everything that's going wrong in his life,
and win at a 70% clip.
But he won a ton.
I mean,
No, he won
Right?
a ton, but he
At Penn
over
State
the
lost
10
Manny
years,
Diaz.
But I'm telling you right now, he won a lot of games. But when you look at his record against good teams,
no, he didn't win
like
big
against
games.
top
Good,
five,
yeah, not good.
Oh
Not
my
good.
god,
Not good.
not
No,
good.
awful.
The Clemson-
Awful.
Yeah.
He's the worst coach ever. Scoop.
It's on
Not
par
it's
with like
not,
Billy.
But
No. It's the worst coach ever against like top 10 teams. It's James Franklin.
who are you going to
James Franklin.
get to? Who are you going to get that's better than that? That's a proven commodity. That's better
Brother
than
Jenners. Speak, Brother Jenners.
For the record, James Franklin versus top 10 teams is 3-17.
that. Okay. But what big name coach are you going to get that's 17-3 against top 10 teams that you're going to get to Penn State right now? That list is short. That's Kirby Smart. That's
You want to fix your problem
Ryan Day
tomorrow, Penn State? I'm going to give you the perfect solution.
Yeah.
You're going to be the first team ever to say we are and hire 2 head coaches at the same time, one Alphonse Golden and one Manny Diaz, and they will bring you back to the promised lands, brothers. Hire both of them as your co-HCs. Do it.
Look, I don't think Manny's the guy. I think Al Golden would be a tremendous hire for them, and I think that's about, if we're talking level of head coach that they think they're going to get to come to Penn State. Now, I think Penn State is a massively appealing job. I know a lot of people do not. I think a lot of people do not consider them blue blood. And they're just not enough. I think that's crazy talk. I think it is a premier job in the country. So, but you're going to go after?
Hire my boy. They got to hire my boy. It's blatantly.
I'm going to go ahead
and hire.
I want to go ahead and we're going to swing this back onto the
go to
green
Iowa
sheet, 'cause
State, bro. Get my boy.
That's
Matt
an
Campbell.
option.
We
Matt
made a
Campbell's
right
an
at
option.
whiteout lane. We made a right at whiteout lane and landed in James Franklin's lap. Not a very advantageous spot to be in. But I'm going to say, what's the more attractive job right now, Oregon or Penn State?
Oregon.
You're welcome, Mario Cristobal. You're welcome, Mario Cristobal. That's literally what Mario Cristobal did for the University of Oregon. Because I agree.
That tweet is still won't get off our timeline. Like, there's more Oregon responses today than there was a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, these people are they are upset
They
about that commentary.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse. It's got like 120,000 views. And the Oregon Duck fans are, you know what it makes me realize? All fan bases are idiots.
Of course they are.
They're just as bad as talking to Florida State or Florida or anybody else.
You're staring at like Miami Hurricanes, 3 biggest idiots right here.
It's unbelievable.
We understand that.
The ignorance on these responses is tremendous. Like,
and
these people do not watch football.
No. And it's obvious what sort of posts, move the needle on X. Just talk completely out your ass. Just talk out your ass.
For sure. When you look at the history of like the Orange Bowl boys' greatest tweets, right? If this was a compilation, there is some part of chicanery and some part of shit talkery all mixed in. Like this perfect poured drink. Cheers. And you know what else is going to be perfectly poured? The defensive destruction if Louisville decides that they're going to sit in the pocket like they did against UVA.
Before we get into the Louisville game, we got to throw a little love out there. So we got some Canes. First, 4 Canes have been named mid-season All-Americans. Mr. Beck, Mr. Brockmeyer, Mr. Malagoa, and Mr. Bain. Our head coach is a mid-season finalist for the Bear Bryant Coach of the Year Award, along with 27 other gentlemen. And we got 2 freshmen that have been named to the mid-season Freshman All-American team, Malachi Toney and Bryce Fitzgerald. So accolades pouring in at 5-0 through the second bye week.
Congratulations to the University of Miami, and that was always the calling card for Mario Cristobal and why Oregon's the more attractive job than Penn State right now. By the way, Oregon just beat you, Penn State, and that led to some of James Franklin's demise. But yeah, he said he was going to go ahead and stockpile the talent. One of his famous comments ever was, come get your kids. If you're a complaint, come get them. Come pick them up. There's not a lot of NFL talent here anyways. Come pick them up. Now, pro days, you're going to see it. Miami is got the talent, especially within the trenches, and that's what the Mario Cristobal effect is. Now, we're trying to see if we got lightning in a bottle this year because we got 2 coordinators that could be sexy picks at the end of the year for some of these jobs, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very confident in this team going into this game, but University of Miami needs to show out, that's for sure, because you haven't proved anything, and you have to win late. And yeah, you won early, awesome. We've seen this show before. Now win late. Let's go.
Very true.
Let's go.
The most important thing, and Mario would tell you, and pretty much everybody knows this in college football, is talent acquisition. That is the most important aspect of building a program. I now believe there are 2 most important things, one of them being talent acquisition and the other one being talent retention. And I believe that has been the calling card of what he's been able to build over the last 3 years, 4 years, but really the last 3 years, of why you see all those guys on the mid-season All-Americans list, because the team's loaded. The team is loaded with talent, and there's a lot of talent behind that talent. And if you're a freshman and you're good enough, you're good enough. That's just the way it is. These 2 kids came in and everyone couldn't stop talking about them, and they've shown us on the field. Look, Fitzgerald leads the team in picks, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, man, it's exciting.
And Malachi Toney leads in receptions.
Right.
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't. What are Tony's numbers?
It's pretty well. Someone looks that up, but it's cool because I think we thought with the NIL and the portal that the days of freshmen starting was going to really be a thing of the past because you didn't want to be in that position, so you were going to go out and get an upperclassman. But boom, here you go. You got a freshman who is leading your wide receiver room along with CJ, and one that's helping to lead along with Jacoby Thomas, the secondary.
Jenners, talk to me.
29 receptions for 375 yards, averaging 12.9 yards a catch, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's your
no
leading
fumbles,
receiver.
No lost.
Yeah, and he looks the part, and his confidence is just exudes off his presence, right? He looks like he's a 17-year guy, NFL vet. Well, that would probably be terrible. He wouldn't be moving to. He looks like an 8-year vet in the NFL, right? That's literally what he looks like. And again, you got to give Mario credit. And I think this helps the culture issue at Miami, right? Because when you look at your neighbors to the north, they're defunct. They talk about culture issues. They're portal pirates. You know, that's what he does. Just put a patch on one-eyed Mikey over there. We're going to just raid the portal. And you can like strike it rich or you can fall on your face. But there's no loyalty to Florida State when you do that hand over fist. At least Mario builds a pipeline, builds a culture of kids. He can keep the retention that Scoop's talking about. And next thing you know, it's not just such a portal-heavy team where these guys are just mercs, right? You've kept Ruben Bain for 3 years. That's something that could be part of your culture. And then when he does go into the portal, he's been very good getting good culture guys that he aligns with. Cam Ward was phenomenal. Great ambassador for the University of Miami. Great kid. Great human individual. Talented. And then you turn around and you're starting to bring in these portal guys, and they're the same thing. Great representations of what you want the University of Miami to be. They got a quiet confidence, quiet swagger. So I love how Mario has built the culture and built the team from different parts because he just doesn't have a deficiency, right? That's just the way he does things. That's the way he lives life, right? You got to be good on both sides of the ball. You got to be – so it's the same thing. Got to be great in recruiting, got to be great in the portal. And when you do it, you have the chance to stack chips. And I think he's done a great job, gentlemen. I really have.
Well, especially when you consider, and you guys probably would agree that the deepest parts of this team are the offensive and defensive lines, correct?
For sure.
And I think it speaks volumes that in those 2 spots, like a guy like Pancake, like you haven't seen them leave. You know, you haven't seen the guy that's number 3 and 4 in the depth chart that at other programs is going to want to go. But and it talks to the culture, like that's not NL. That goes to the culture, bro. Like if you know that you could probably leave and get a little bit of a raise somewhere else, but you're staying that's the culture. And I think folks thought culture was going to kind of die a little bit with the NIL, and maybe it took a little bit of a hit, but I think with what we saw at FSU, with just the poor culture and how it bit them up there, and what we're seeing down here with the lack of outgoing transfers, it's something. And with that,
you got to give him ultimate you got to give him ultimate praise and credit for that, because it is. I like what Scoop said. It's about talent acquisition. Remember the Wolf. Remember Rudy talking about it. It's all about talent acquisition. That's how he's been able to revamp different parts of the University of Miami, not just the athletic program. But then he says, bring in Mario Cristobal because talent attracts talent. Okay, so you get it, but now you got to keep it in the door in this wild, wild west in the NIL. And Mario's done a good job. Now, winning helps that, of course, right? Because if you stack up too many L's, people walk out the door. So you got to be able to fix that. So I like where we are. I like where the talent, and you're right. And Toast, it's no surprise too, because when Mario's initial presser, he's like, "We're building it from the trenches, brother." Like he understood even. And listen, I'm a late convert to the party too, because I'm like, offense is king, explosive plays. This is what you need to do. But I learned a lot last year, and I learned with the extended playoffs, and I keep talking about it. You got to have offense and defenses that travel. And I think the University of Miami has both. I think it's an offense that travels. You don't need to score 40 to 50 points to win. You score in the 30s, and you have a defense playing the way your defense is currently playing, you're going to win a lot of ball games, and you could potentially win a national championship with that formula. So
I think it also it also kind of throws one of our ideas we had a few years ago kind of out the window. I think a lot of us thought that, and there was some frustration the first 2 years, because we thought with his recruiting prowess and the addition of the portal and NIL, that the rebuild should be able to happen significantly faster. And even with that, he's had 3 full years, and now this is year 4 where you're really seeing that it is hitting on all. So even with that, man, it's still going to take you to do a full rebuild 3 to 4 years.
And I do want to credit him for something else too, because he's had some coordinators kind of like sour on him.
He missed on a couple.
But let's be honest. But at least he realizes it quick, right? He realizes it quick. His echo chamber is at least quick enough to say, yeah, that's not going to work.
No, he's not D'Onofrioing this. No,
exactly. D'Onofrio was the Achilles heel, and it derailed what could have been a very successful career for Al Golden. There is no D'Onofrio on Mario Cristobal's caboose. His best friend isn't going to be the prime saboteur because he's the best offensive line guy in the country, right? He is. Pocket Mario, it's amazing what he's able to do. So he doesn't hitch his wagon to a three-wheeled wagon. He just doesn't do it. 1 year was the defunct, get rid of him. 1 year looked pretty good. The next year gets defunct the back year. You're the cause of it. You're gone too. It's a dog-eat-dog world with Mario Cristobal to be one of his coordinators, but he's not going to let it derail him either, because he wants the University of Miami Hurricanes back. And last year, I'm going to say it was success too, because it was a 10-win season. We haven't had a lot of those. So back-to-back seasons, just finish this one strong because it can be special. Louisville.
Louisville. Talk a little about Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Come Friday. No, this would be a perfect time for a pick. No, not like an interception, like a pick from BTB.
Yeah, Cal -10 is pretty good.
All right, cool. So University of Louisville lost last week against UVA in overtime, right? Close game. So defensively, they fall right behind the University of Miami in terms of some metrics, right? Defensively, they good. There's a caveat there because they played like 3 cupcakes, like a Bowling Green, a Western or directional Kentucky team, James Madison, and they didn't really score a lot of points against James Madison. The 2 conference games, they're giving up close to 30 points a game. So a lot of those numbers I feel like are inflated. They don't have the strength of schedule that the University of Miami have. And in comes the Miami Hurricanes with arguably the best pass rush in the country. Not arguably, they have the number 1 pass rush without having to blitz. So in comes an offense that says, okay, I like to, live in my intermediate pass games. Miller Moss likes to just stay right behind the pocket. And if you want to talk about an offense that is just perfectly and custom built for this defensive line, it's the Louisville offense that I watched last week against UVA by far. So I think that's why you saw the line so high. I think the bettors are thinking, yeah, you better change it up. And that's the way I see it off the rip, off the start.
I have no idea how good their defense is. I know he just referenced that. I know it says they're number 2 in the conference, but
so they're good against the pass. They are awful against the run.
Okay. So we'll see what they try to do. Look, I think that the game against FSU, and this was the first time that I had truly seen a situation where Shannon Dawson, then he was vocal about it, when he said, "Look, we didn't run the ball very well because they were all out against the run," and he said, "And when you do that, your covers better be able to corner, and theirs couldn't," was his exact words, and that was true. So that was the first time that I remember truly seeing them getting. What I miss?
I started laughing at the same time Jenner started laughing because I was like, did I hear that right?
Your covers better be able to corner.
Nice
is what you said.
When he doubled down, it said, and that's exactly what he said.
I'm like,
I like it.
Did I miss that somewhere? Your covers better be able to corner.
Hey, I will tell you this. I have been within earshot of this guy down here with his own language for the last 25 years.
Oh, he's putting it on
you
now.
He's putting it on you now.
And this
wow.
Come on, don't James Franklin this.
The first time. That might be.
Wow.
I'm going to James Franklin this. That might be the first time where I've gone that dimension. So kudos to me for taking so long. And thanks for the incentive there, Ro.
I wasn't going to say anything, buddy. I was just going to let it slide.
I was like, man, I missed something.
Jenner start laughing.
Yeah, your covers better be able
Because I'm like, I missed this quote, right? He said that on purpose. Like, it was obviously no.
What made it funny was because he was like, yeah, that was the quote when he said to a T. I'm like, I don't think so. But I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
So back to my point, which was they made you choose. They made them choose. And they were able to do whatever they wanted through the year. And you said beat us through the air, they beat you through the air. So fine. If Louisville can't stop the run, they're going to run it all day. If they line up the box, stop the run because they think their defensive secondary is pretty good, they're going to throw it all day. So I'm not even remotely worried about that. Truly, doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I found it interesting, too, that Shannon Dawson throughout the week said, hey, he loves his tight sets. Somebody asked him that question because he's like, you kind of make the defense a little bit more predictable on what they can do and what they can't do. And I was like, oh, that was interesting because when we had Josh Gaddis, I hated when we came into tight sets because we couldn't block anything. But when you have Mario Cristobal and you're really good in pass pro, he's onto something, too. So it's like University of Miami has a multiplicative approach. They can beat you in different ways. It's just the same thing that we just said. How you do anything is how you do everything. Right? Mario Cristobal is not going to let the portal be a deficiency or recruiting be a deficiency. And I think Shannon Dawson, it permeates down to him. He's not going to let you take away a run game and he can't do anything, or vice versa, try to just sell out to take away the pass and not be able to run. University of Miami is an adaptive machine. They are more complementary this year on offense and defense than they were a year ago. They're way more complementary. And when you have that complement to one another, we said it. It's going to be less explosive, more efficient. You're seeing a surgical efficiency right now through 5 weeks in the University of Miami. And now you're talking about Braum, right? First of all, can we address this? Calling the University of Florida to say, hey, what's going on? Totally glazing, the SEC. Oh, this is the best line in the SEC. Like you don't have good lines in the ACC? And I'm just like, what, bro? You can turn on the field. You know what happens when you turn on the film and you're an opposing coach and you watch that defensive line? I'll tell you exactly what happens. You get a fear boner. It's exactly what happens. Like, that's impressive.
Bro, that was Braum. That was Braum lifting up the ACC, man, saying that I taught the SEC team saying that this is a better defensive front than they've seen in the SEC in the last 3 to 4 years. He's picking up the same time.
It's like, who cares about the comparison? I didn't want to.
Because we have Heather Dinich, man. We need someone needs to fucking pick our ass up.
See,
dude.
See,
yeah. Even our coaches lose.
You fall right back on that because it's obvious.
It's really fucking obvious now. I can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
Yeah, we're not marching out. Now our only hope is like our OB1 in this is Roddy Jones, and we love Roddy. That's our only hope. You're our only hope, Roddy One Kenobi. You're our only hope. You have to carry the torch for the ACC with pride. Go toe to toe with the Paul Finnebombs.
Please.
I think they had him doing an SEC game this week.
I did.
Florida
Gators
LSU,
game.
I think. Yeah.
No,
or A&M, whatever it was.
Yes, Florida A&M.
Boo.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, he's going to be freaking drinking that SEC Kool-Aid now. We've lost Roddy.
Yep. I know. Now he'll never come on the show again.
Never come on the show again now, yeah, because he's all about the Gators.
Yeah, we'll get Heather Dinich on, though.
It's great.
Sure.
Yay.
Oh my goodness.
Sure, she's dying to come on.
I did text him when he was calling the game, and I said, "Fuck the Gators."
Well,
perfect.
At least he didn't. At least he doesn't read his text live on the air.
No, he responded.
All right, we have to do our keys to the game. We also have we got a Miami fan grievance thing coming up after the break as well. We got to do. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna settle some of these things that you've brought up already in this show tonight about grievances that people, media have about the University of Miami. So we're
Scoop and Roe don't even know what this is about. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're going to go to college
keys
football
to the game.
Okay. All right.
I know we're going to get to keys to the game, but here's a key to life. You need a good roofer. And that's Paul Baines Roofing. And you need a good roofer, you need the number to call. And it's easy. It's 981 Roof. 561-954-305. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Rock. His finishing move was the rock bottom.
Skinny rock.
Don't wait to hit rock bottom with a leaky roof. You don't need that in your life. You just need that number, and you need the name. And what's his name?
Skinny Rock.
Skinny Rock. That's not his name.
Oh, no.
Say
Paul.
his name.
Paul.
And what do you do with Paul? What do you do with Paul?
And he rock bottom him.
Yes.
Yes.
Paul Baines Roofing. Baines.
You want to make some money? Then you have to make the right picks with our friends at Underdog. It's super simple. You download the Underdog app, create an account using promo code ORANGE so you get a little extra juice on your initial deposit, and then place an entry. Just pick whether you want your players to go higher or lower on certain stats. Now, we always like to place our entry on the Canes game. So, gentlemen, here are the options. Now, I already know what pick we're going to make for the Louisville side. So I need you guys to pick what we're going to use for the Canes side. Okay. One of these options. Mark Fletcher, higher or lower than 80.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Or Marty Brown, higher or lower than 38.5 rushing yards.
Ooh.
We move to the receivers. Malachi Toney, higher or lower than 69.5 receiving yards. CJ Daniels, higher or lower than 52.5 receiving yards. So we need you guys to come up with one of those four. Who are we going with?
I'm gun shy in the running backs because now you just don't know what
Lyle's back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like he's legit back this week.
So I have no idea how that's going to look, and it's just going to take away from carries, which I'm fine with. The fact that it's harder for us is better for the University of Miami. So let's settle in on a wide receiver. Who do we think is going to be more effective, Malachi Toney or CJ Daniels?
CJ Daniels has the lower number. 50.
Yeah,
CJ Daniels it is. We're going to take CJ Daniels at 52.5 toes.
There you go. So we're going to go higher than CJ Daniels at 52.5. Now on the Louisville side, this seems like a gimme. Their kicker is higher or lower than a half a field goal made. I think we go higher because that is something our red zone has not been good. We've been giving up a lot of field goals. I think that is a safe spot to go. All right.
Out of curiosity, did they have a Bell pick on receptions? What did they have Bell for Louisville?
I do not know. I don't remember. I did not see that. Yeah. All right. So download the app, use promo code ORANGE, and you will score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ORANGE with Underdog Picks. Also, you can go to Miami Hurricane Team Store, MiamiHCS.com. Use promo code OBB25. Get 20% off all sorts of merch. Remember all the signings they've had down there. You got Ruben Bain autograph stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm wearing a hat here, and I have
you got the booties,
dude. I got the same one.
Some Brunt boots, baby. Yeah, Brunt boots.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Hell yes.
All right, you have to do the spot like that now.
Yeah, Brunt boots, boys and girls. Brunt boots, bruntworkwear.com. You go there and you put in promo code ORANGE. You're going to get $10 off these bad boys. They are comfortable as hell. Here's a cool thing. You go ahead and you put them on. You're like, you know what? It might be a little snug.
Especially for boots.
You don't have to return it. You can go ahead and pull one of the soles out, and all of a sudden there's extra friggin' room in there for your foot. So you don't have to return them. They had a little thing there so they can kind of adjust the size for you. And these things are comfortable as hell. I feel like I need to move back up north, though, for the winter in order to wear these. Because my wife says wearing these with my shorts is not going to be an acceptable look. She won't leave the house.
Oh, come on. With
now, I wore mine.
No, 3-stripe Adidas socks. Absolutely.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Jacked
stay away
up.
from the 2-stripe Adidas socks. I'm just saying maybe they're not Adidas socks. Anyway, I will tell you that I wore my Brunt with my jeans and comfortable, look the part. I mean, like, listen, when you wear them with shorts like Toast's, like, yeah, you look total workwear. But if you wear them with like longer pants, you look like South Beach, bro. So let's be honest. All right. So Brunt's the boot for me. I'm telling you,
baby.
These boots are made for walking. And that's just what they'll do. These Brunt boots are gonna walk all over Louisville's ass. All right.
So that's bruntworkwear.com. Promo code orange at checkout will get you $10 off. All right.
Keys.
Oh, yeah. Well, you still need to talk about our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beatingthebookie.com.
He's a key.
Yeah. If you were paying attention, you already got one free play tonight, this morning. And if you stick around, maybe you'll get another one. I'd be curious how many people heard both of them last week.
How did they do last week?
Hopefully they heard one of them.
Did they? No, I mean, did they win? Did the picks win?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully they heard the pick pit. That one.
Okay.
That one
The
won.
pick pit.
Yeah,
The
the
pick
pick
that
pit.
definitely
The
was.
pit
Yeah,
pit.
I mean,
You just
hit
said
one
the
on
pick
field.
pit.
You got me in reverse now. This sucks.
Look at it. You hear
I
that?
don't like it.
It's not just me tonight.
Some of us took that game. Some of us took the outright winner on that one at plus.
That's correct.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Roe went FSU on that one.
Knew that was coming.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I did bad.
Beatingthebookie.com is where you get your packages. And you've got NCAA. You've got NFL. Hockey is back, right? You've got, what else we got coming up? Soccer nonstop. Tennis is going to up. We're October, so the fall season for golf. Not sure how much you get into that, but right around the corner, another 2 months and golf's back in play. So at Beating the Bookie.
Oh, college hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, NBA tips off next week.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Busy season, boys and girls. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, at Beating the Bookie. Get your free picks there. Get your couple free picks on the show here if you're paying attention. Got to keep listening, though.
Beautiful.
All right, so look, there were a lot of grievances this week that came up amongst the media, amongst Canes fans. Toast and I kicked a few of these ideas back and forth, and we instead decided we're going to take these grievances to college football court.
Welcome back to College Football Court. Today's case, the Miami Hurricanes versus the entire college football world. Our first grievance. Joe Klatt says Miami's offense couldn't put up 20 on Ohio State. The judge's verdict. Joe Klatt has been an anti-Miami cuck for the 20 years since he stopped being an average QB at Colorado. If you're still listening to him at this stage, that's a you problem. Our next grievance. College football fans are rooting for Shannon Dawson to get the Penn State gig so it sets Miami back. The judge's verdict. If he wants it, best of luck to him. Thank you for your service. Mario has never missed on a coordinator hire while at Miami. Unquestioned faith in him to deliver on another great OC. Sorry, losers. And our final grievance. Canes fans believe Malachi Toney deserves the same respect that Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams received. The judge's verdict. He does, but Miami is the Britney Spears of college football. A history that includes being the GOAT and a dumpster fire has nothing to do with baby Jesus, but what an amazing fucking analogy for the program. Tune in next week for another edition of College Football Court, where we ask the question, how much crow can Hannah Cavender eat after saying no one on the roster liked Carson Beck? Find out at the Heisman Trophy Finals in New York.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Who we get to voice that?
Agreements.
AI.
Oh, that's a good judge voice.
He's a really good judge voice. Yeah.
Little Doug Llewellyn in there, is
A
yeah.
little bit.
A little bit.
Reminds me of the you get watched Landman.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I've only watched like 2 episodes, but the head of the whole thing, who's the boss? Okay.
Oh, What a freeze frame.
What a face that is.
Freeze frame.
What a face
You got stuck on an O
You
face.
froze on.
You had
froze on an O
yes.
face. Speaking of
We'll see
Britney
it when you watch it
Spears,
back. Yeah. Oh,
that was amazing.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The guy
boss.
that was in the advertising
Yes.
show. What's his name? John Hamm.
Yes. John Hamm. That guy. It reminds me of him. Sounds like him.
There you go. Landman is so good, bro. They're doing season two.
I'm only 2 episodes in.
Oh, you have no idea where that's going.
You know,
It's awesome.
I really do very much like him. Some of it's a little stupid. Like he's a little bit.
Billy?
Yeah, it's a little bit too Billy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like let me cut my own.
Billy's small
Let
doses
me
for
cut
me.
the tip of my finger off here because you're not fast enough. Like that was so dumb. Like I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've seen on TV in a long time. You know what I mean?
You know, wait until you see all the episodes.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, all right.
I just thought that was stupid.
I got you. Before we get into keys to the game, just gonna say we do have another piece of Miami audio. Did you guys hear about Dana White?
Oh,
And what he said?
I did.
Will you be making a sizable donation to the NIL fund?
Stupid.
Jack is graduating next year. We're going to need a new quarterback.
More than likely, the answer is yes. You know, I went to my first game, the Notre Dame game, and I met everybody and started I think I'm getting positioned to get hit up for. I see it coming. I see the writing on the wall. But it's funny. So I'm huge Boston Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox. I've never been a fan of a college team ever. So this is like my first college experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. And could I come in at a better time? I mean, they're ranked number 2.
Yeah, people don't understand how in New England, guys of like our age, there is no allegiance to college football. No one liked Boston College. There was a few years with Flutie that they got, press and everything, but there was no clamoring for college football. No one cares about Rutgers. There's more Penn State and Notre Dame fans than anything else, and that's just because of family ties and religion.
I didn't like Boston College, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, good for the University of Miami. Listen, the NIL seems to be cooking. We can't do this without the NIL. So, hey, we'll take it from anywhere we can get it. So you get Dana White, super successful, created a juggernaut. I'm sure he's got some loose change. And even if his loose change could probably front the bill for the next quarterback for the University of Miami. So cool. I like the fact that Dana White, and it makes sense, right? We were the bad boys of college football, and he represents a bad boy brand. So I think it's a perfect marriage, and he picked the perfect college team, if you ask me, in my opinion.
All right, boys, do some keys to the game.
Yeah, let's go.
So Louisville at number 2 Miami. It is tomorrow night, Hard Rock Stadium, ESPN. Current line has Miami giving 13.5. The total is at 51.5. So you got 3 keys, and we're gonna break it down.
I'll start it off. Key number 1: don't let them ring their bell, and that is Chris Bell. He had 12 catches for 170 yards last week. That's who Miller Moss is going to look for consistently. So kind of like the same rules apply: 0 to 100, right? Keep them further away from 100 yards, closer to 0, and you take away Miller Moss's primary safety blanket. Number 2. And UVA did a really good job. They kept Isaac Brown 13 carries for 66 yards. Keep him inside the tackles. He's extremely fast. He could get to the perimeter. They like that exterior outside stretch play. They'll use zone blocking schemes. And if he gets outside and he gets loose, he gets around the corner. He's a peacock in a land of pigeons from a year ago. That's the guy. Keep him inside the tackles where you got more guys instead of less. So that's key number 2. Keep Isaac Brown inside the tackles. And Miller Moss, not Randy Moss. If he's going to sit back there and try to throw to a Randy Moss equivalent, and obviously Chris Bell, you don't want him to do that. So pester. UVA did, recorded 5 sacks. It's a perfect tailor-made thing. If Louisville wants to kind of stick in that same type of offense, I think the defensive line can eat. So you want Miller Moss instead of Randy Moss. And those are my 3 keys to the game.
Scoop.
My internet's. So if we're getting glitched out, just let me know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problems.
Okay. I'm going. First and foremost, you got to get the pressure with the front four. They're going to give you an opportunity. They're going to give you the opportunity that nobody else has all year. They're going to let their quarterback stand back there and give you the opportunity to get to him. Their offensive line is not good. So heavy pressure with the front four. My second key to the game is our linebackers are going to have to cover in this game more so than they've had to cover in the past. You haven't mentioned linebackers. You don't really know their names. They're just doing their job as they should, but they haven't been forced to cover in the intermediate passing game, like Ro mentioned. Their heads need to be on a swivel, right? So the linebackers have to be very, very aware of the passing game in the intermediate areas. Third key to the game is going to be the stable of running backs. We're going to see Jordan Lyle back another 2 weeks after we did see him. We saw him sparingly. He had another 2 weeks of rest. Jordan Lyle is going to be back, and this committee against a defensive team in Louisville who's against the run, it's going to be very opposite of what we saw again. I think we're going to see Miami run the ball an awful lot. So I think the running back room as a whole is going to be key.
So my first key is Louisville's going to love to try to come with pressure and blitzes, so the offensive line just has to do their job, keep Carson Beck clean. Another clean game for him. Limit the mistakes and turnovers is my second one. And my third one is you're a 13.5-point favorite. So if this thing is being well taken care of through 3 quarters, fucking finish them off in the fourth. None of this letting them creep back in. I want to see finish drives, especially in the second half and fourth quarter. Finish them. No 3 and outs. Put your foot on their neck and fucking kill them.
Hey-o. And those are the keys to the game.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
What's
before
next,
we get to pick'ems, we got one good story in college football and one amazingly train wreckish story in college football.
All right.
So we'll start with the good, because I thought this was really cool. Toast, you sent this to me and said we were going to pull the audio. This is Kenny Dillingham. After the Arizona State loss, talked about the idea of what it is to be outcoached in college football. It's about a minute long, but it's worth every second.
So to me in college football, the word outcoached, every time we lose, we get outcoached. Because we don't have a GM, right? So me personally, every loss that we have, I'm responsible for every single person in this organization. So it doesn't matter if we miss a tackle or if there's a bad scheme or if they get us schematically. It's outcoached. Like, that's how I view it, is the extreme ownership of I have brought in every single person into this organization. But at the end of the day, everything always falls on me. So when we have failures or we don't hit an expectation, for a multitude of reasons, it's my fault. That's what I mean by outcoached, is there's nowhere else to, like, who else do I look at? Everybody's here because of me, right? Which means everything falls on me, and it should. Like, every bad thing ever said about this program should fall directly on me, not our players, because I brought them here. That's our job to put them in the best position to succeed. And that 100% is on me. So that's what I mean by when I say that.
A bigger fan of him every single day that passes.
Dilly. Listen, there was rumors for him to be the University of Miami offensive coordinator at one point, and he was like following and liking a whole bunch of Miami Hurricane stuff. So I think there was at least some point a courtship there. Guy's a stud everywhere he goes, but yeah, you see his leadership prowess there. Ownership. You always have to take ownership, and he's right. And what the biggest takeaway for me on that was to say when he said, there is no general managers. I've brought everybody here. I can't blame Stephen Ross, right? I am the Stephen Ross, right? So it's a unique perspective, and it's kudos to him because that is supreme ownership.
He's going to be a fascinating case study because he's an ASU alum, correct?
Yes.
He is going to start getting offers from SEC and Big Ten schools that are bigger than ASU. And I'm wondering at what point or does that ever happen? Like, does he ever leave his alma mater for a bigger gig, even though he can pretty much most likely have them in the playoff consistently if he does well in the Big 12?
I think that he's mindset. I would be of this mindset, right? So super young guy. He's like early 30s, right? Mm-hmm. Went to ASU, massive allegiance to his alma mater. Got the gig. He loves it there. He's accountable. He provides that ownership. I think that in his position, yes, he's going to get offered other gigs, and it's going to be for a lot more money. And I think that if what he should do, if he wants to stay there, is say, hey, look, would I like a raise? Sure. So I'll take a raise, but the other $4 million a year, $3 million a year that I was going to get, I would like for you to allocate that to an NIL fund because that's what is happening. You have to have the money to be able to play. So if he can somehow get Arizona State to allocate funds and him take a cut by not going to another university that can afford to pay him more potentially, then he can have a very, very long-term tenure without ever having to leave.
This is simply at this point, Scoop, and as I was listening to you, I'm trying, like, I see like the stars kind of aligning and formulating this new universe that we have here, because it's literally like, is he happy where he's going to be? He can go ahead and toast, you're right. He could go ahead and enter into the playoffs through the Big 12 avenues, maybe not for the same thing. Or is he going to go ahead and chase the bag? And what do I mean by chasing the bag? Is he going to Jimmy Sexton this? And is he going to go ahead and go to a team with unrealistic expectations, maybe fall on his face 2 to 3 years later and get a $50 million buyout, right? That's what these coaches now have the opportunity to do. Are you going to chase the bag dilly-dilly, or are you just going to go ahead and take the long-term play, make the long-term money, have it where you can do it, build it up your own? Because that's all it is. At this point, he chased the bag. It's not a better opportunity. Let's stop with the bullshit. He goes to, okay, pick a school. He goes to Florida. What has Florida done with their last 3 coaches? They've grinded them out and spit them out because the unrealistic expectations. But you got to
go to a different zone. Florida hasn't had a winning record in 5 years. You got to go to a school that actually wins.
What about him at Penn State?
But what I'm saying is now you have the expectations went through the roof. You're going to get paid more, but the realistic expectation, if we put statistical odds, if we run this through an algorithm, once these big coaches make their big Power 4 moves and they get their big paydays, what is their average life tendency? Like, what does their coaching life tendency look like? What is their tenure?
Not very high.
It's not very high.
No, they run out of town. As soon as they lose 3 games in a year, you run out of town.
I'm like, listen, I'm going to have a buyout in 3 years of $50 million. No matter what I do, I won at the game of life. So that's really what it's going to come down to with Dilly Dilly. Do I do it for the love, for the passion, for a little bit more money, or am I going to look for the lightning in a bottle lottery payout when you don't do what you're supposed to do 3 years later?
He's so young.
Yeah, I mean, like it's weird. Like you have 2, and I'm fascinated with the whole Penn State thing because Penn State fans are talking about, Curt Cignetti. And I'm like, you guys, I know he doesn't look it. Curt Cignetti's going to be 65 years old at the end of the year. And he has been at a lot of small schools. This is his first big time gig and he's kicking ass. And I just don't know that at that point in your life that you're going to make a move. I don't see him being Joe Pott and coaching until he's 80 years old. Maybe I'm wrong. But so I just think they need to be looking in a different, I mean, Curt Cignetti's great, but I don't think why would you leave Indiana, bro? You're the king. They're going to have a statue out there for you when you retire.
Seriously.
Or is he going to chase the bag? And that's what it comes down to.
He's pretty much getting paid a ton at Indiana.
Exactly.
Like, you're 65, bro.
It's Big Ten, exactly. And that's what they're doing because the realistic whoever's going to Penn State, I hate to break it to you, he's not winning a national championship. The statistical odds of him winning a national championship for you are very low too. So that guy's going to be chased out in 3 to 5 years. That's just the law of averages. But that guy might be okay with it because he's like, that's what I was trying to do. I'm trying to get this payday. Like Mike Norvell's going to get this payday. Bayou Billy's about to get this payday. James Franklin got this payday. Ed Orgeron got this payday. These guys are paid to stay up. They won. They won in life. I feel not an inkling or iota of sympathy for these dudes. So it just depends on what Dilly Dilly wants to do. Is it for the love of the game or is it for the payday?
And for the record, FSU just finished the Taggart buyout payoff.
And they're going to be in the Mike Norvell.
So he's
payoff.
Officially off the books now. They're about to put Mikey on the books for a cool 50. Here's the thing. Here's the whacked out thing. So the Franklin deal, his offset language is very aggressive in his contract. So basically what's going to happen is when it's all said and done, the buyout's actually going to end up probably being about $18 million, they said, because he's going to get another gig either in TV or somewhere. Because he basically has to. It was very aggressive language, bro. Like, he really kind of has to. But Norvell apparently had no such offset language in his contract. Neither did Jimbo Fisher in his with A&M. Well, so that's why those guys don't have to do anything. Neither did Taggart.
I read the James Franklin offset clause, and it was basically like Penn State owes him up to this, but they will only owe him the difference if he gets another job.
Right.
So what stops James Franklin to say, hey, Fox, pay me $1 a year?
Well, no, because it has to be like a market. It has to be like a market rate. Like, you can't. Yeah, I'm sure there's language in there. Like, it's got to be market
rate you want.
I got
me the lowest,
but he's going to get paid at least a few $1 million a year.
Yeah. Okay. So then they're on the hook for more than $18 million. Yeah. So it is what it is. That's what they tried to sell their boosters and the money people when they wanted to buy out James Franklin. What's the bad story?
Oh, well, you brought up Bayou Billy. So I got to mention this fan at the Texas A&M Florida game this past weekend, who was approached by an officer in an area called Aggie Park, which is a tailgating area right outside of Kyle Field. And the cop walked up to an individual who was, quote, eating a sandwich and holding a water jug full of whiskey. The fan was arrested and blew a .337.
Strong.
Whoa.
Now, I don't know if you guys...
kill you?
Do you guys remember...
Hold on. Ro, so a third of his blood was liquor? 0.33, is that what it is?
I don't know how he's standing at this point and even breathing.
3% of his blood was
he was eating a sandwich.
And a sandwich. That's how he was standing. He was how he was feeding.
I immediately, where my head went, I was like, I've watched Toast on the watch-alongs. I've went with Toast along these watch-alongs. At the end of the game, he's still not even close to that.
No, really not. Yeah.
And he's in rare form. I
want to have...
All right, so do you guys remember the person called Vodka Sam? This was an internet meme back in 2013. So a girl named Samantha Goody went to an Iowa game and blew in prison a .341. So she's still the champ. So congratulations to this guy for making a run at
those two should get
legendary
married.
Vodka
They
Sam.
should.
Those two should date.
Yeah.
Their baby would come out drunk at that point.
They'd never speak to each other.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, my God. So different picks.
All right, let's do picks.
How we do last week?
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Toast went 4-3. Scoop went 4-3. Row went 3-4. So not terrible.
Oh, okay.
But on the season, Scoop's your leader in the clubhouse, 27-14. Toast 3 games back at 24-17. Row 4 games back at 23-18.
All right.
So,
all right.
Oh, we're all positive.
We have 7
We're doing
games.
well here with the spread this year.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. We have 7 games again this week. One of them I threw in just for kicks because why not?
I'd say that.
We'll start with number 10 LSU at number 17 Vandy. This is the noon game on ABC. Vandy is laying 2.5 at home to LSU.
They're taking one of those goalposts down to the river. Go Vanderbilt.
No. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Yeah, I'm taking LSU.
Go Tigers.
All right. Thank you, Ed Ogeron. Number 12, Georgia Tech at Duke. Georgia Tech unbeaten right now. Noon, ESPN, Duke laying 1.5.
No.
Yes.
They got Duke favored.
No.
This is my fear.
No.
Manny's going to
checked it
fuck this up
twice.
for the whole conference. He's going to fuck this up for the entire conference by beating Georgia Tech. And this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad.
No.
On principle, I have to take Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Buzz.
Yeah.
It's a long walk from that visitor clubhouse, but it's a long walk to support Manny Diaz. Let's go, home favorite. Let's go, Manny Diaz.
My goodness.
Duke me.
Number 5, Ole Miss. At number 9, Georgia.
Yeah.
At number 9, Georgia. 3:30 ESPN. Dogs laying 7.5.
Their head coach is the biggest piece of shit sleaze. Just lying, sleazy motherfucker. Like, are you kidding me, bro?
He is
you worthless fuck. Oh, go Lane. Go Lane.
Learn from the best, right? Learn from Nick Saban.
Nick Saban
never
isn't that type of scumbag.
No. Remember last year pushing the player like on the sideline? Like, dude, Kirby's just an asshole. He's an asshole.
He seems. I mean,
he wouldn't be.
He kind of called timeout, right? I mean,
yeah, he did. And
lied about
it.
Yeah,
lied about it. Yeah, he took a lot of flack.
He blatantly took time
It was
out.
so
he was clapping. What are you talking about? He was clapping.
No, I was clapping.
That's how you clap.
Yeah, they clap on the line of scrimmage. Yeah.
I was clapping.
Now, if I'm a ref,
incredible.
If I'm a ref and I see him clapping, I'm going to call a timeout just out of principle. I thought you were calling a timeout. I'm sorry. I was confused. Ole Miss.
Oh, BTB says Ole Miss here, so I'm going to follow along.
Okay.
Is that our missing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It would seem.
Number 11, Tennessee. At number 6, Alabama. 7:30 ABC.
Well, we know Heather
Tuscaloosa.
Dinich didn't do these picks. That's for sure.
Well, this is a different Alabama
SEC
team.
game.
This is a different Alabama
Yeah,
team
it's a different Bama
than it was
team.
week one. This is a different Alabama team.
Bama laying
What's the
7.5.
Over
7.5. Over Tennessee. Number 11, Tennessee in Tuscaloosa.
Tennessee crashes the party. Alabama hasn't changed. They're not the Nick Saban Alabama. They're going to come crashing back to earth. Go Tennessee.
Okay.
Rocky Top.
Here we go. 7.5.
I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee to cover that shit. I don't think they win, but they cover.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
Number 20, USC. At number 13, Notre Dame. 7:30 NBC. Irish laying 8.5.
If we play Notre Dame Friday, we get the same outcome.
Oh, we win by like 15.
I think so. Here's the thing about the University of Miami, real quick.
Notre Dame's
We
good,
haven't
dude.
played a clean game in
They're
offense.
good.
We haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Notre Dame is good. I mean, what they did to Arkansas was impressive. But University of Miami hasn't, like, and Toast talked about it, we haven't put a foot to gas. We've put belt to ass, but we haven't put a foot to gas performance on offense through 4 quarters all year long. We're going to do it at some point. We're going to just completely, well, against USF, we look pretty good. But I'm just telling you, we got stuff in the gas tank we still can use when we step on the gas. So I still think we beat Notre Dame. But Notre Dame, 8.5 USC. Notre Dame me.
All right.
I think Notre Dame rolls their ass.
I do too.
I mean, Lincoln Riley, once he's west of the Mississippi, all of a sudden decided to do it left-handed. And it's just weird. So
Isn't Oklahoma west of the Mississippi?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
I hate to ruin a good story with facts.
Look, it sounded good.
It did sound good.
Scoop's just high. I got the
until the geographical bullshit came out.
Scoop's just happy. Scoop's just happy because he's like, it's back on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
the spotlight's back on me.
As long as their covers can corner, we're in good shape.
As long as their covers can corner, right? Right.
I like that.
He can't coach west of the Mississippi. And yeah, you're right. Oklahoma's west of the Mississippi.
That's true.
Western Nevada.
There we go.
He sucks.
Pacific time zone.
West of Bishop Gorman. He's terrible.
West of the Rockies. He sucks.
There you go. John Denver's full of shit, man.
That'd be a good show title.
Yeah.
Can't use it, but great. The For Giggles game this week is Florida State at Stanford. It's
late one too.
10:30.
Oh my God.
ESPN.
Chem Ward Cal game.
Seminoles laying 17.5.
Stanford on the field.
Oh goodness.
Stanford's terrible. So here's the thing: like Stanford won't be able to stop them from running the ball.
Right.
I'm taking them to cover though.
Okay.
Taking Stanford
To cover, yeah.
To cover the
17.5.
17.5.
It's gonna be 62-10 probably.
Listen,
I'm taking FSU.
I'm gonna pick Stanford to cover too because FSU's on a big run right now, beating themselves, and I'm gonna say they're gonna continue to beat themselves. So they'll win. They'll finally break the curse. They haven't won an ACC game in over a year, but they're finally pop the champagne. They're gonna finally win this week.
Stanford is not.
No, they've
team.
been putting some nice. They've been putting
Stanford's
some nice.
not an ACC team. Say that again.
That doesn't count.
FSU's been dropping some really.
That doesn't count as an ACC win.
Well, their last ACC one was Cal, and that counted, and that shouldn't count because
that shouldn't count either.
Yeah.
Neither one of these should count.
Yeah.
Stanford and Cal, not ACC wins. That's your life. Think about it. Oh, we've won 2 out of the last 18, both against Stanford and Cal. Well done, boys.
Pac-12 teams.
Nice job.
We need to start that as soon as they win that. And according to our book, you still haven't beaten an ACC team. Those are 2 Pac-12 teams.
That's it.
All right.
Game of the week.
Yep.
Louisville at number 2 Miami. Friday night, 7 p.m. ESPN.
Wow.
Canes laying 13.5. I need your winner and your score.
I picked us to lose this game.
Yes, this is the start of your slide. You started as 5-0, and you have us finishing 8-4. You have us going 3-4 the rest of the way.
Rowe also picked us to lose this game.
But Scoop has us going. This team going.
Oh yeah, no, this is the slide.
You're hanging on me.
Yeah.
Stop putting it on me.
This is the 3 in a row. You're right. No, yeah,
3-4 from here on out. This juggernaut we're watching.
And
would that be the most ridiculous implosion you've ever seen?
Well, I didn't know this. This was before the season. You
I understand.
Give me a little bit of we're allowed to.
But your picks are still right there, Scoop. You're 100% right now. You may have called the season.
I may have.
It's on the table.
It is. It's squarely on the table.
It's squarely on the table. This is a Friday night sneak up game
off against of a bye.
They've had 2 weeks to prepare as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not feeling very good about this, bro.
Your Miami Hurricanes 34. Louisville 20.
That was my pick last week.
I am taking your Miami Hurricanes 38-20.
So I'm gonna flip scores from with Rowe from last week, and I'm going Miami Hurricanes 34. Who we playing? Louisville 17.
Okay. I was gonna say the 17. I was kicking back between 17 and 20. I gave him a little extra field goal because we needed that love anyway. So
right. 17
for our underdog.
So there you go.
All right, we got him covered.
All right, names. The DEI hire.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know it was specific with who or what or where. I just said the DEI hire. All fan bases are idiots.
True.
Your cover's better corner. Which I think
is just,
best leader in the clubhouse so far.
I also had Fear Boner.
Wow.
Can we use that?
I don't know. It was a beautiful oxymoron right there. No. Stuck on his O-face.
He runs though.
That was so good though. It was perfect.
Like what?
Hot dog in there.
I was gonna try to throw a cigar through it.
There you go, Joey Chestnut.
There you go. And lastly, a third of his blood is liquor.
I think it's
your cover's better corner.
Your cover's better corner.
Yeah. We can't use the other one. Or the other one.
Yeah, or the other one.
Oh man! All right. So there you go. Well, I got a recap show at some point on Saturday, right, boys?
Yeah.
Whenever you guys want to do it.
Very good. I will be at the game, so we'll not be able to do it Friday night.
Okay, all good.
So no stream.
So no stream,
right,
yes.
no
Unless
stream.
these two gentlemen want to. You got the three of you. I'm not holding you back. You guys can go ahead and do without me.
So no stream.
So no stream.
And
No stream. Correct. I'll be in a car anyway, so no.
All
right. Very good. Then we will see you guys at some point Saturday morning for a recap show. Until then, go Canes!
Go! Bange.
Chronic dick.
Oh, hey.